Here's how you can make $3,000 a month selling simple digital products with just an Instagram theme page without showing your face, without spending a single penny on ads, and without dealing with any inventory. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 3-step system that I use to turn faceless Instagram pages into passive income, so you can just copy the same process for yourself. There's not going to be any fancy edits or fluff in this video. It's going to be a raw breakdown. That way you could actually apply and start making money. And for those who don't know me yet, my name is Pasha. I'm 21 years old. I'm from California. And I've been growing, monetizing, and automating Instagram theme pages for the past few years now, and I've helped countless others do the same. And this is my personal brand on Instagram. You guys can take a look for yourself. I post some pretty cool stuff on there. And then here are also a couple of my theme pages. All right, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. All right, so first and foremost, in order to make $3,000 a month selling digital products with an Instagram theme page, we must first understand fully what digital products even are and how they work. All right, so let me just briefly go over this just so it's clear. So for those who may not know yet, a digital product is simply any product that is created once and delivered online without ever needing physical inventory, shipping, or handling. All right, so it's delivered digitally, it's delivered electronically, and there's no need for any physical inventory, shipping, or handling or anything. It just gets delivered instantly, just like that. All right. So now that we understand what it is, now let's just go over real quickly why they're so powerful in the first place and why we should be even paying attention to digital products. So first off, they have 100% profit margins. All right. So after you create it once, every sale is pure profit. So like I said, there's no need to deal with any inventory costs, any shipping costs, any other costs in that realm. It's just pure profit. When someone buys your digital product, you get all the money aside from like the small transaction fee from like whatever payment processor you use. All right. So it's 100%, essentially 100% profit margins. All right. Also, because of its passive income potential. So essentially all you do is you set it up one time. It's like you spend some time and energy, you put it into setting something up one time, and then you could sell it 24/7 for unlimited amount of times without you needing to actively do anything. Because like I said, it's delivered digitally and they get access to it right away. All right, so you have so much leverage because all you do is spend some time and energy creating it one time, make sure it's good, and then you could sell it an infinite amount of times in the future and for like 24/7 without you needing to actively promote it yourself. All right, and then also no fulfillment hassles, so you don't need to deal with any shipping or packaging or customer service headaches. For those who have maybe tried like drop shipping or Amazon FBA, you might know the headaches that come along with these things here. So obviously with digital products, you get to bypass all of this headaches, all of this nonsense, right? And last but not least, you have full ownership and control. All right, so you own the product yourself, you control the pricing and how it's sold and everything about it. What product you even choose to create in the first place, what it looks like, how it's presented, how much you price it at, everything is under your control, which is great, right? Some people do affiliate marketing for digital products. And although that could be a good idea for beginners who are just sort of getting into the space, it's like you have no control over the product or what it is, or what it's priced at or what it looks like, or if it aligns with your audience. You have no control over that. And also you only get a commission off of every sale, right? So I always encourage you guys just to learn how to create your own digital products. That way you get full profit margins and you have full ownership and control of the product itself. All right. So now that we understand what digital products are and sort of like the main benefits of them and how they work, now let's just go over some popular digital products for Instagram theme pages specifically. All right. So there's ebooks / mini guides, templates / packs / resources, and a mini course / blueprint. All right. So these are just some simple concepts of digital products that sell well specifically with faceless Instagram theme pages. All right. So obviously this is pretty general, so I just want to dive into some niche specific examples now for each of these categories. That way you could start brainstorming and getting some inspiration and ideas for yourself for your own digital products. All right. So first up, let's go over ebooks and mini guides. So I broke it down into 3 different niches here for you guys for each of these categories that we're going to go over. So it's going to be the finance niche, the neuroscience niche, and the stoicism niche, just random examples. So for example, a ebook or mini guide in the finance niche could be the beginner's blueprint to building wealth, 10 steps for financial freedom. All right. For neuroscience, unlock peak focus, 7 brain hacks backed by neuroscience. Or stoicism, master your mind, 30 stoic practices for unbreakable discipline. All right. So these are just some examples, guys. Obviously, they're pretty general. They're not very thought out. Like I'm not personally selling these digital products myself. These are just some ideas I come up with at the top of my head. But these are just some examples of information or value that you could package into an ebook or a mini guide for these different niches. All right. So that is the first one. Now let's go over examples of templates, packs, or resources. So for example, in the finance niche, a digital product of yours could be a personal finance tracker spreadsheet for you to budget, save, and invest. All right. For the neuroscience niche, daily brain optimization checklist, morning and night routines. And for the stoicism niche, daily stoic reflection journal template. All right. And last but not least, let's go over mini course / blueprint. For the finance niche, how to build a profitable side hustle in 30 days for beginners. Neuroscience, rewire your brain for success, 5-day neuroplasticity challenge. And stoicism, living stoically, a 7-day practical application course. All right. So now we just went over some, let's say, examples of possible digital products, ideas for ebooks, mini guides, templates, packs, resources, and mini course / blueprint. All right. So like I said, these are more surface level, more general ideas that I just came up with at the top of my head. But I hope you guys could start to sort of see the idea and where there's potential here, right? Because if you're in this stoicism niche, for example, and you're posting stoic content and you're attracting and building an audience of people who are interested in stoicism, then offering a digital product like this, for example, just allows you to provide the same sort of value, but just more condensed and more in depth to provide even more value for your audience, right? And that's when you could actually attach a price tag to whatever you're selling. So yeah, these are just some examples for you guys. Obviously, you may be in these niches, you may not be, but this should just get the wheels turning in your brain and start to give you some ideas on potential ideas or concepts of digital products that you could create yourself. All right. So now that we've went over that, now let's go over the 3-step process for you to actually be able to create your own digital product. Okay. So these are some ideas sort of that I came off the top of my head for random niches, right? But now I'm going to teach you guys how to actually come up with a good idea for your niche and for what your audience actually wants, so people actually are interested in buy it, right? So let's just go over that first. That's the first out of the 3-step process, is to ideate. All right, so it's ideate, create, and promote. This is the 3-step process. Now let's first go over ideate. Okay, so step 1, ideate. Find what your audience already wants. All right, this is key, guys. Look at your best performing posts. What topics get the most saves, shares, comments, and most importantly, you can't guess with this. This is like the most important step. If you choose a shit idea that no one's interested in or no one wants, then you're just going to waste your time creating it and promoting it because no one even wanted it in the first place, right? So you can't just guess what people want. You need to actually know. So use the data from your own page and the market to actually find out what people are interested in and what people actually want, and even what people are already spending money on, all right? And then this is key as well. Give your audience more of what's already working in a paid format, all right? So this is sort of like what I said earlier with the stoicism example. Like, you're already posting stoic content, you're growing an audience of people who are interested in stoicism and maybe philosophy and mindset, etc. And you can see what content's already working on your page, what people are resonating with, what people like, what they're engaging with, and then you could simply package something into a more condensed, more value-based format and then sell it for a price tag, all right? So some ideas that, or some things that you guys can do to get a better idea of what people actually want is, like I said, look at the data of your own page, look at the market, see what people are engaging with in your niche, and what is resonating with people and what's providing value to people. You could also literally ask your audience itself, like literally followers that have reached out to you in the past, maybe just reach back out to them and be like, hey, I appreciate you following and supporting my page. Like, what is it that you're struggling with at the moment? Or what's an example of, you want to ask them more specific questions, right? Because if you ask them like, hey, like, what would you buy if I sold it to you? Like, that's not, people aren't going to know what they want. You sort of have to figure it out themselves by asking. You have to figure it out yourself by asking questions. So like, what are you struggling with at the moment? What do you, like, if you could wave a magic wand, what would you wish you had that you don't have right now? Things of this nature, right? So literally just reaching out directly to your audience and asking individuals who follow you can give you some ideas yourself in terms of finding an idea of, or something that your audience already wants, right? You could also post Instagram stories with like polls or questions saying like, you know, what's your biggest struggle? Or if you already have a few ideas, you could say, hey, what would provide the most value to you? And put like 3 options on a poll. These are just simple ways that you can get some ideas and this inspiration when it comes to actually finding an idea or concept that people would get value from, or something that people would actually want. All right. Because like I said, this is the most important step of the process. If you create an idea, or if you have an idea and then you create a digital product around it and then you sell it and you didn't even confirm, and then you wonder like why no one's buying it, is because your idea sucks and no one wants no one wants what you've created and are selling, right? So you need to make sure the idea is good and that it actually solves a problem for people and something that people actually want, or else you're just going to waste your time with the other steps. All right. And when I say that, also don't overthink it. Don't, like, let's say, be hyper skeptical about it. It's like, just put in the work, find a good idea, do the research, analyze your audience, analyze your niche, and it's really not too hard to find a winning idea. Okay. And the next step, once you do have your idea, is to create. All right. So to build a simple digital product. So you could take the idea and turn it into an ebook, template, guide, checklist, etc. Something fast and valuable. So these are all the formats that we sort of went over earlier. These are all fast and valuable formats where, someone can get a condensed package of value in an instant, just like that. So you could use free tools like Canva to design it. You're not going to want to overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it, like I said earlier. And also a reminder, people pay for curation and clarity and convenience, not length. All right. So a lot of people have the misconception and make the mistake that they need to create something that's like super long, or include lots of information in whatever digital product that you're selling, just to make sure that it's valuable. But that's not how it works. All right. Lots of information doesn't mean value, right? You just need to make sure whatever it is valuable. And if anything, the less information it is, the better, right? You want to be able to deliver the same amount of value or even more in as little information as possible. That way it's curated and clear and convenient for the viewer or the buyer or the customer, right? So an analogy that I like to give to people is like, if I had a huge bundle of like boulders, for example, like a shit ton of like huge rocks, and I was like, here, this is like, $50. It does this and that for you, and it's like super beneficial, whatever, and say the person wants it, right? So it's like, yeah, you could either have all these boulders, or I could give you like this little piece of gold, like this little gold nugget, and it does everything that all these big boulders can do for you, but it's in this like convenient little package. It's in this convenient little format. It's very convenient. You could just hold it with your fingertips. Which one do you want? You know what I mean? The person is always going to choose the little golden nugget because it's smaller, it's more convenient, it's more clear, it's less headache, and the same applies for your digital product, right? You could have a ton of information, you could have it super, structured out and whatever, but someone would always choose getting the same amount of value, but something that's more curated, something that's more clear and convenient. All right. So you want to make sure that you're not overcomplicating it and making it super long and including a ton of information in there. You just want to make it short, sweet, but make sure you over deliver, if anything, in value. Okay. So it's about value per unit, not just units total. So once you have come up with your idea and you have created it, then it's time to actually promote it on your page. All right. So the beauty about this is you could promote it organically through your theme page. So you don't have to pay for ads or anything like that to actually drive traffic to your digital product. You could simply promote it organically through the attention that you're already getting from your theme page. That's the beauty of it. All right. So something you could do is update your bio. You could pin the product link in your bio. Use StanStore, Gumroad, Beacons. There's a ton of digital or platforms that you could host your digital product on. Here are just a few popular examples. And then also you could put CTAs in your stories, reels, and highlights teasing the product. There's no need to hard sell as well. This is huge. Just mention it naturally inside your regular content. All right. And also this might seem a little confusing at the moment, but I'm going to go over some examples later in this video so you could fully understand what I mean. But you don't want to hard sell, especially like at large volume. You don't want to irritate your audience. You don't want to be perceived as a sellout to your audience. You don't want to be perceived as desperate. So instead, you can simply integrate it within your regular content, and this is going to turn your Instagram into a soft selling machine running in the background. So this is where the passive income comes into play. If you have CTAs in your reels, your highlights, your stories, and just certain places in your page where it's integrated, where you're driving traffic and promoting your digital product, then as the views are coming in from your reels or whatever content that you're posting, you could be soft selling. You could have a soft selling machine, which is your page, which is always running in the background as long as you're continuing to generate traffic and get views on your page. All right. So aside from that, now let's just go over some examples. So like I said, I'm going to show you some examples of sort of all of these in action so you know exactly what I mean. All right. So I have some examples pulled up here. So this page, first off, is called Wi-Fi Aesthetics. This is the first one that we're going to go over. And let's just briefly look at their page, and so you guys could get sort of an idea of their niche and like what they're posting about. So yeah, so the posts, it's simple stuff like this, like motivation sort of messages here, right? Some are athletes, some are like, business people, just general motivation, right? And then if you look at the reels, again, athlete, it's the quote style reels here. Some sort of monk, David Goggins. So you could tell this is all like mindset related stuff. Like Ronaldo, that's mindset. A monk, that's typically like mindset. Goggins, definitely mindset and like discipline, etc. Right? So he's posting content like this. He's generating hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views daily. Right? Probably 10 to 20 million views a month minimum. And what he does is he has a digital product where he drives his traffic towards the digital product, right? So let's just click on it here, and you guys can sort of see his platform here. All right, and guys, don't let this intimidate you. You don't need to have 1.2 million followers to make $3,000 a month with digital products. This is just an example that I'm going over, right? And also, you don't need like a fancy website like this either. This is just the one that he has, right? So he says, welcome to Wi-Fi Aesthetics. The only way to truly bring out your inner warrior is by building rock solid habits and not relying on motivation. All right. So this is sort of where you could see he's like targeting his ideal viewer is people who want to bring out their inner warrior. So throughout all this content, he's pretty much like attracting people, and his content is resonating with people who want to do what he said here is bring out the inner warrior. All right. So you press claim yours now, and you can see he has this whole little sales page for his digital product called Warrior Mindset, where he teaches you how to build self-discipline, how to escape your comfort zone, beat procrastination, stick to your habits, etc. All right, and then yeah, there's like frequently asked questions and just some more like sales copy to persuade the viewer to actually buy. All right, so this is just one simple example of someone who's monetizing, and I've talked to this guy before. He's probably made over 6 figures with just this digital product alone by now. All right, and it's very simple. It's like through Canva or a Notion template. You could put these together really, really easily. You could use AI to aid you throughout this whole process, like where I was showing you, ideate and create. You could use like ChatGPT, AI, and all different types of tools to make this process super, super easy. Like you don't need to necessarily write an entire ebook yourself. Obviously, you're not an author. You could get some help with AI, but obviously sort of adjust it on your own and use your own judgment. Okay? But yeah, so that's just one example here. Here's another example. This page is called Neuroglobe. It's a neuroscience-based page. He posts, carousels and feed posts here about neuroscience, surprising discoveries, like benefits of certain type of, neuroscience. And you can see he just posts simple videos of neuroscientists, psychologists, whoever, just talking about, the brain, neuroscience, cognition, etc. All right. And again, he's gaining hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views on a daily basis, posting this type of simple content. All right. And then what he does is he has, again, a link in his bio here where he promotes different types of guides when it comes to improving your cognition or, neuroscience or whatever, like the Neurohackers Playbook, Biohacking the Brain, the Psychohackers Playbook. And it's very simple. It's like you click on it, meticulously crafted, featuring 21 powerful and proven mental techniques to memorize complex information instantly, eliminate distractions, etc. Right? So it's like stuff that people would actually want, right? It's like you're posting content about neuroscience, about cognition, about psychology or whatever, and this is something that people would actually be interested in, right? So that's the beauty of these digital products through theme pages. So you're organically generating traffic, getting views, getting eyeballs onto your page, and then I'll show you exactly how he's even generating traffic to this link, right? So yes, you could have a link in your bio with a CTA, enhance your brand today, or brain today. So anyone who clicks on his page will see this link here. Some will click it, some won't. But what I said here earlier, which is like where you could turn your Instagram into a soft selling machine, I'll show you exactly what I mean. So firstly, he has ebooks in his highlights as well. So anyone who sort of clicks on his page and goes through these highlights will see that he is selling a product that could benefit them and solve problems for them, all right? But also, if you take a look at, let's just go to like a really nicely viewed video here. So recently he had a 600 something thousand viewed video. And in his caption, he says, so it's like a longer caption elaborating on what is being talked about in the reel. And then he says, interested in improving your brain health further, click the link in our bio to get access to our premium ebooks designed to enhance all aspects of your brain. All right. So people who go ahead and they check the comment section, look, 214 people commented. All right. So obviously everyone who checks the comment section isn't going to comment. So in reality, there's probably like 2,000 plus people who checked the comment section, and everyone who checks or everyone who clicks the caption is going to see this right here, or a lot of people are going to see this here. So out of like these 630,000 views, like there's going to be a percentage of them who like see this CTA right here, and out of a percentage of people who see it, there's going to be a certain percentage of people who then click the link in the bio, and out of those people who click the link, people are going to buy. All right, it's really just a numbers game at this point. So that's why if you could actually generate the views, you could bring in attention. Again, you don't need to get 600,000 views to make sales. You can make sales with as little as like 5,000 to 10,000 views. But this is how you could generate traffic towards your ebook at all time. Like look, or towards your digital product at all time. Like 500K, 300K, 800K. I mean, he's just bringing in views after views after views in the hundreds of thousands, if not in the millions. 5.2 million views, 6,000 comments. Like, look, so many people. And then look, he could do discounts as well. Click the link in our bio and use code LAUNCH25 at checkout for 25% discount. So that's another incentive or a way to persuade people to actually then take the action and click the link or buy the product, right? So that's just another example, guy. This is how you can have your page soft selling and driving traffic to your ebook like 24/7. And then really what this guy did is he set this up once, he set up the website once, set up these digital products once, and now they're making him money on autopilot while he's sleeping, while he's traveling, while he's doing whatever, right? Because he has his Instagram page that's generating views by itself and directing traffic to his ebook and his products by himself. All right. So that's another example there. And then lastly, let's go over another example here. So this page is called Elevate Mindset Official. You guys have probably seen me post about or make videos or content about this page before. This is one of my students. But yeah, he makes simple quote style reels just like this, and he's pulling in, hundreds of thousands, millions of views on a daily basis. And it's just a simple sort of like controversial quote. Typically, I want to marry a woman who turns to God when there's a problem, not the internet, not another man, not her friends, but God. So sort of just like about masculinity, like traditional values, things of this nature, right? And what he does is he has an ebook that he's promoting in his bio, along with a newsletter, which I'll get to in a second here, where it's called Elevate Your Mind, right? So his page is called Elevate Mindset Official, and his ebook name is perfectly aligned with his brand. Elevate Your Mind. This isn't a book, it's a weapon. Elevate Your Mindset is a raw, tactical, and no BS guide to power, perception, and control. If you've ever felt manipulated, underestimated, blah, 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 blah. All right? So this is stuff that his audience would actually be interested in, right? So he's posting this simple content, like 5-second reels. They take probably 5 minutes to make. He's generating hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views on a daily, if not weekly basis. And then what he's doing is he's generating traffic and promoting his link here. So let's see if he's soft selling here as well. So I'm not sure if he has a call to action in his bio or in his captions here in these videos. I'm sure there's in some, but not the ones I just saw. But there's several different ways that you could actually drive traffic to this link here. You could use your stories. You could integrate it into your captions, into a pinned comment. There's all these different ways that you can market it and sell it. And then you could create a broadcast channel even with your like more serious, loyal viewers, and you could direct traffic to your product from that group of people. There's all these different ways that you could drive traffic, all right? And then, yeah, he's selling this ebook, 25 euros. Click get your copy, and then boom, someone just go to this page and check out right there, all right? And it looks like he's offering a discount right now as well. So yeah, guys, those are just a few examples of different pages in different niches offering different digital products. As you can see, it all follows the same exact process though. It's like you create your idea, or you find an idea, you then create it, and then it comes down to promoting it. They all have it in their bio, they're all soft selling it through their page, and it's all generating them thousands of dollars a month in passive income consistently. Okay, so yeah, those are just some examples for you. Hopefully that gives you some ideas and real life examples of how people are actually doing this and making money in real time. And here is really where you could take things to another level, guys, is when you pair this with an email newsletter. All right, so if you guys watch me, you probably know I talk about newsletters a decent amount, and it's because they're really, really powerful. All right, so when you pair it with an email newsletter, first off, if you use Beehive, you could get paid from your audience without them having to spend any money. All right, that might sound crazy, but pretty much when people subscribe to your newsletter, you could say, yeah, subscribe, you'll get X, Y, and Z, weekly emails, blah, 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 blah. Once they subscribe to your newsletter, they'll be suggested other newsletters that are sort of within your niche that come up, and if they sign up to those, you get paid, right? So they sign up for free, and you get paid from the other newsletters for driving traffic to their newsletters from your own viewers, if that makes sense. It might be a little confusing, but regardless, you can make money from people signing up to the newsletter themselves, and then once you have a list of a list of people in your newsletter, like your audience, what you could do is then send weekly emails to them, right? This again could be aided with AI. Send weekly emails to them, and what you're going to do here is you're going to nurture and build a connection with your audience. And this is really how you build trust with your audience, like your core loyal following, from providing value to them, educating them, entertaining them with weekly emails or even once every few days, right? And then what you could do is then drive traffic towards your digital products through these emails. So now that you have a list of people or a group of people who are interested in you enough to have actually signed up to your newsletter, and now they're getting value and weekly emails from you on a weekly or daily basis, and you've built a connection with them, you've built trust with them, these are the people who are going to become the most likely to actually buy your digital products in the future, right? So this can 2x to 3x your digital product sales if you actually pair this with a newsletter. And yeah, like I said, you can make money from the signups themselves, and then you could also make money by directing traffic towards your digital products through your emails. All right, and obviously you're not going to want to heavily promote every single day, and that's just going to piss off your audience and irritate them. But like 1 or 2 out of every 4 emails, you could just drive traffic to your digital product. And again, these are going to be the people who are most likely to buy because they're the most nurtured, and you've built the biggest connection and the most trust with them. All right. So that way they actually feel comfortable giving their money to you, let's say. All right, so that's a little bonus here. You could pair this with a new email newsletter. You could 2x to 3x your digital product sales. All right. Lastly, what I want to go over is mistakes to avoid. So first up is guessing what to sell instead of using actual data. So I was talking about this earlier, but the biggest mistake that you can make is like picking a shit idea that no one is interested in, no one wants, it doesn't solve any problem, and then going through the headache of having to like create the product and promote it just for no one to end up buying it, right? So to avoid that, to avoid wasting your time and energy, just don't guess what to sell. Instead, use actual data. Instead, actually figure out what people want before you create your own digital product, okay? Also, don't overcomplicate the product. Don't overthink it. A lot of people overthink and they get stuck and they don't know what people want. It's not that complicated, guys. Just like, do some research, look at what people are engaging with and what resonates with them on your page and other pages in your niche, and use the other strategies that I said, like talking to your own viewers, posting stories, getting feedback, but just by doing that really quickly, you're going to be able to find a winning idea, right? And you could also, again, use AI to help you generate ideas. Say, hey, ChatGPT, this is my page, this is what it's about, this type of content that I post, this is what people resonate with the most. Help me generate, 3 to 5 digital product options that would actually sell, right? And then it's going to give you some ideas. Obviously, don't just like take ChatGPT's word for it, but it could be a good place to start when coming up with ideas. So don't overcomplicate it. Also, don't hard sell, instead soft sell, all right? So you don't want to, be hard selling your product and be like promoting your product every single day in your audience's face. Like that's just going to irritate them. It's going to diminish and ruin your brand reputation. You're going to appear desperate and you're going to appear like a sellout, all right? So don't hard sell. Yes, you can like hard sell maybe every once in a while, like with a promotion or like a sale, like a discount or something like that. But instead, it's better to have like a soft selling machine working 24/7, where it's like you have CTAs in your bio, your comments, your pinned posts, you're like posting stories every once in a while, soft selling, right? This is the best way to do it, because this way you're not going to irritate your audience. I know a lot of people, when it comes to monetizing, they're like, yeah, I don't want to sell anything, I don't want to irritate my audience. It's like, yeah, that's only going to happen if you like don't do it properly and you overdo it, right? It's finding that happy medium between not promoting too much, right, but then also promoting enough to the point where your audience is aware of what you're selling and what problems you could help them solve. So it's like finding that happy medium there. And then lastly, another mistake that you'd want to avoid is not building an email list. Guys, at the end of the day, if you're not building an email list, you're simply missing out. There's no reason for you not to. Like I said, it gives you access to your audience on a different platform, so you don't have to rely on Instagram solely for access to your audience. You could nurture them, you could send them emails, provide value to them. You're going to build a connection with them, build more trust with them, and that's just going to be good for your brand. And also, like I said, you could integrate promoting your own digital products in these emails every once in a while to drive extra traffic to your digital products to 2x or 3x or even more your sales on your digital product. All right. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much all I wanted to cover here in this video. This is how you can make $3,000 every single month selling simple digital products with an Instagram theme page. Take into consideration everything that I talked about in this video, especially the 3-step process here: ideate, create, and promote. Hopefully going over some ideas here got the wheels turning in your mind and gave you some inspiration and ideas on different digital products you could create yourself. But yeah, guys, if you implement everything that I just went over properly, you will be able to make money. All right, I promise you that. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys are serious about growing and making money with your Instagram theme page, like you're actually committed, you're actually serious, I have something that might help. It's not for everyone. It's for those who are actually serious, who they're actually committing to taking this seriously and actually building a business that generates the money with this business model. If that is you, then just click the link at the top of the description. Again, I have something that might help. You can see if it's for you. If not, it's fine. If it is, great, we can get to work. But aside from that, hope the video was valuable, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. Also, let me know if there's any other video ideas you'd like to see in the future. But aside from that, thank you for staying till the end, and I will see you guys in the next video.